Hi everyone, my name is Emma. I'm a wellness coach here at Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. And if you're new to this little corner of the internet, I'll give you a brief synopsis of what we do here. So our licensed mental health counselor hosts monthly wellness challenges, and she posts videos on Mondays that dive into our specific weekly challenge. Then on Wednesdays, I give a little bite-sized chunk of this information so you can reach your goals. That is the whole goal of our entire series, is for you to live a happier and healthier life. So whatever that looks like for you, we want to support you on this journey. And earlier this week, our licensed mental health counselor talked about the language of discipline, which is a barrier that can get in the way when it comes to reaching our goals. This is that internal dialogue that lives on our head rent-free and likes to tell us, oh, well, you should be doing it better, or what if you did it this way instead, or why can't I just stick to this goal? Life does happen inevitably, and this language that we play in our mind does impact the way we view ourselves and how we interact with the world. And unfortunately, a lot of this language of discipline is rooted in shame and guilt, and it's coming from a place of pressure. And this pressure is something that helps us survive, helps us get to thrive. But if we aren't living in a regulated body or in a regulated nervous system, then this pressure becomes too much, we become overwhelmed, and we don't ever open the door to our true dreams and desires. So today we're doing an activity that dives into that rooted model that Jen mentioned earlier this week. And this is our acronym, and we're focusing today on the D, or deepening self-trust. Because deepening trust in ourselves is a big part of the foundation of working with a regulated system. When we believe for ourselves that we have the capacity to reach our goals, we open up so many doors and so many opportunities. So let's get started on this activity, deepening our self-trust. For today's activity, this is a 3-step process. And the first part of the activity is to make a commitment to yourself. And make this something that is attainable, something that will help you achieve the goals or values that you're looking to bring to light in your life. So let's say you've been trying to get better sleep. We want to make sure this is rooted in self-trust and not force or pressure. So instead of saying, I'm going to bed at 11 p.m. every night, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need to understand that life happens and that sometimes that isn't attainable. So making our goals something attainable that we're committing to is what we're doing in this first step. And so an example of this, instead of saying 11 p.m. sharp bedtime, we can start to make an evening routine that we stick to, where we start to dim the lights or turn the phone off, put it in another room, so that we indicate to our body that it is time to go to bed. Instead of having a strict rule of this is what time I must be sleeping, we tell ourselves this is how I'm going to wind down in the evening at a time that feels right for me. So come up with an idea of a commitment you want to make for yourself this week. Step 2 is to track your successes. When it comes to setting new goals and building new habits, we need that little shot of dopamine or that shot of those feel-good chemicals so that we keep on doing what we're doing. If we track our successes, we're telling our body, hey, I keep showing up for myself, I keep doing this, I keep seeing the success that is unfolding in front of me, and it makes us want more, or it makes us want to keep doing what we've been doing. So for this activity, find a way that you can track your success. Set a goal for the end of the week. Maybe it's that you want to read 3 times before you go to bed. And so you'll make a little tally mark on your sheet of paper where you can check it off at the end of the evening. Whatever works for you, take this time to brainstorm and then come back to the video. Then at the end, for step 3, we want to reward ourselves. We want to track our successes and we want to prove to ourselves that we trust in what we are doing. And we can do this through celebration. We can celebrate the little wins, the micro steps along the way. And so whatever this means for you, writing down at the bottom of your paper, once I read my 3 times in the week, I will celebrate by, and then filling in the blank in something that excites you. Sticking to goals is a process, especially when we're built for survival. We're built to run away from change. We're built to run from something that feels uncomfortable. But we can use a regulated nervous system and some of these tips to help us out along the way. So I look forward to seeing you in the next Workshop Wednesday, and have a great rest of your day.